it to be objective truth is that there is no objective truth.
It does come out in one piece. It comes out in one piece.
I would argue that we certainly are not all created equal.
And now, here's Mark.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Harrington coming to you live from Created Equal Studios here in Columbus, Ohio. And last week, if you were following the news, the Ohio Supreme Court handed down two decisions regarding preterm abortion clinic in Cleveland, and more importantly, the last and remaining, final remaining abortion mill in Toledo, Ohio, Capital Care Network in Toledo. And the decisions were this. The Ohio Supreme Court ruled that CCN, that is the Toledo Abortion Clinic, was required by law, just like any other ambulatory surgical center, to have a transfer agreement to a hospital. That was upheld by the Ohio Supreme Court. Basically, the deal is this. Ohio law dictates that any facility, any health facility that's considered an ambulatory surgical center is in order to operate needs a transfer agreement. When a transfer agreement is simply a seamless way of transferring a patient to a hospital, allows for the information to transfer, allows for communication, and these kinds of things. This is state law. This is state law for any ambulatory surgical center, and that is what abortion clinics fall underneath. And therefore, they said that this Toledo abortion clinic that at this point, up until this point, did not have a transfer agreement, was required to get one. And Toledo's abortion clinic has been unable to find a hospital or anyone else to provide this transfer agreement up to this point. So that means that the Toledo abortion mill, this last abortion clinic in Toledo, is going to get a closure order from the Ohio Department of Health. And so that's what we're following. That was a week ago tomorrow where this ruling came out. And we have our activists right now up on the street in Toledo. And the reason they're there is because ProMedica hospitals have been lobbied, if you want to put it that way, by the pro-abortion advocates on the other side. They've been pressured to sign on to a transfer agreement to keep this clinic open. That's been going on for several months. Of course, our organization, Created Equal, and other pro-life groups across the state have been also letting the CEO know that they should stay out of abortion altogether. And so we've got this clash right now going over ProMedica in the city of Toledo, trying to keep them from signing a transfer agreement to keep this abortion clinic open. And here's the position of Randy Oostra, who's the president and CEO of ProMedica. Before the Supreme Court handed down this decision, this is what he said. He said, Toledo ProMedica Hospital does not have transfer agreements with abortion clinics. However, with or without a transfer agreement, we will perform any necessary treatment of women or any patient in need of care. He went on to say that they wanted to stay out of the controversial conflict or debate between the state of Ohio and this abortion clinic in Toledo. That was their position before the Ohio Supreme Court handed down the decision. Now, right after this decision was handed down, ProMedica came out with another statement. Spokesman for ProMedica, Tedra White, said, quote, at this point, ProMedica has not changed its position. In other words, they are not going to sign an agreement with Capital Care Network in Toledo, the final and remaining abortion clinic. They said, we have not changed our position. Obviously, we're considering it. We feel like this Ohio Supreme Court decision warrants a review of the issue, but we have not changed our position. So that brings us up to today, where our organization, along with other pro-life activists, are on the street there in front of ProMedica Hospital. We go to high schools too, so I guess it's not unusual for me to say that. We are there to make it clear to ProMedica that they should keep their word on the transfer agreement, that they should stay out of the abortion debate between the state of Ohio and this clinic, and that abortion is not health care, that this hospital does not need to sign a transfer agreement and get tied up in the controversy of abortion. It's bad business for ProMedica. That's why we're there. So what I want to do, I'm going to go live here to our External Affairs Director, Gabriel Vance, who's on the ground there in front of ProMedica I keep saying that, high school hospital there in Toledo. How you doing, Gabe?
Good. I'm doing great, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. Are you cold?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's all right. We're doing it all for the baby.
Like a lot of snow.
Yes.
So tell us what we got going on. It looks like our folks are right behind you over your right-hand shoulder.
Yeah, we have both sides.
And where are where are the pro-abortion people? Where are they at?
Like you said, our group goes all the way down this road on this sidewalk. This is all created equal, and some volunteers that are joining us, holding banners and signs showing the victims of abortion, both preborn children who have been killed and also women who have been killed through abortion procedures. And across the street, on the other side, there are also a few pro-lifers over there, but the majority of the group is NARAL Pro-Choice Ohio, and their different supporters that have came out to urge ProMedica to sign the transfer agreement and save the abortion clinic and keep it open.
So you got both sides represented, which,
yes,
you know, if I was a hospital, I wouldn't want the protests. I would just say, listen, I don't need any of this. I'm just going to keep our current position. Right now, the position of ProMedica is that they are not signing a transfer agreement, but that is under a review. We have been obviously leading the charge in contacting the CEO of ProMedica. We wrote a letter last week basically asking him to keep his word that they will not sign the transfer agreement. Listen, ProMedica or any other hospital will take women if they are injured during an abortion. So, I mean, the transfer agreement's important because it provides seamless care, but it's not like they're going to deny anybody. I mean, that's the bottom line. The bottom line is that this abortion mill can't get a transfer agreement because hospitals and other medical facilities just don't want anything to do with abortion, right? Hello, Gabe.
Sorry, Mark. Technical difficulties. Yes, that's exactly what we're here for. And we're here showing ProMedica that if they do sign this transfer agreement, if they do enable this last clinic in Toledo to stay open, then they're going to become part of the abortion business, part of the enablers of that. And this is what they're going to have. Two sides out here protesting, both people out here advocating for them. It's best for them, best for their business if they just stay out of it. They can accept any women who need medical care and they can treat them, but they don't have to partner and enable the abortion clinic. They don't want protests out here. They don't want our truth truck driving around the hospital like it is today. So best interest for them is to stay out of it.
That's what our letter basically told them, that you know, if they sign on, if they change their position, if they take a 180 and they sign on to this transfer agreement, they're going to have to face the likes of the pro-life movement in a public awareness campaign that will do serious damage to their public relations with their customer base, with their clients, with the community to which they serve. The bottom line is, whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, nobody wants connected to abortion, especially if you're a hospital. That's the last thing you need, is the negative publicity that comes with being connected with the grisly trade of killing babies. So we have basically let them know that we are ready to go if they sign on to this transfer agreement, and they will pay a heavy public relations price if they do so. Now, Mr. Producer, if you would, bring up the picture of this so-called abortion clinic. I want people to look at this dump. If you would, this is what this place looks like. I mean, look at the thing. Dilapidated building, looks like it's been boarded up. It's just, I hate to see what it looks like inside. You know, in the so-called operating rooms where they kill the babies. I can't imagine what this place looks like. And if you don't think that that's true, that this place is a dump, about, what was it, almost a year ago in April, Operation Rescue reported, if you would, Mr. Producer, bring up the article there. This is healthcare to these people. this building that looks like a dump is where they kill babies. And then if they say they care about women, right? They say they care about women, but they kill their babies in this ugly, dumpy building that's probably unsanitary inside. Who knows what it looks like? But you can tell by the outside. If there's any indication of what it looks like on the inside, just look at the outside. But what happened is, this is how much they really care about women. A botched abortion, if you would, Mr. Producer, scroll down a little bit. Botched abortion. This young woman was, there was a botched abortion that was caught on tape by our activists out there. She was stuffed in a Toyota Prius, I think it was, or maybe that's, I don't remember the car. And because she was having internal bleeding, rather than calling an ambulance, calling 911 and having them take her to the emergency room, she was rushed out the back door, stuffed into the back seat of this car, and rushed off to the hospital. That's the type of care. When they talk about abortion care, that's abortion care. First, we kill the babies in this dilapidated, gross, grisly, awful, unsanitary building. Looks like it's falling down. And then if we botch the abortion, we perforate the uterus and cause internal bleeding. We care so much that we take you and we jam you into a small subcompact car and rush you off to the hospital. So, I mean, I don't want to hear this, that abortion is healthcare. This isn't. This is butchery. This is just flat out butchery. And that's what this abortion clinic's been doing. But they want a transfer agreement. They want to hand off their dirty work to a hospital. And if I were the hospital, I wouldn't want anything to do with them. Yeah. So that's what this is all about, folks. This is about the hospital there realizing that abortion is not health care and saying, we are not going to sign on to a transfer agreement. We are not going to participate in the dirty work of killing children and maiming women. We're just not going to do it. And so far, that's been the case with ProMedica. The other thing is, Gabe, if you would, there's another hospital that they've been lobbying as well. That's St. Luke's. So we basically have two hospitals now that the pro-aborts, the other side, abortion advocates, those who kill babies and support them, are trying to get to sign on to these transfer agreements. Folks, if you want to get involved in this, let's pull up that, if you would, Mr. Producer, put up the contact screen. This is the information you need, folks. Time is short here because I think that the ProMedica is probably going to be making a decision. I would probably submit within days or maybe a week. Because this closure order is going to be handed down by the Ohio Department of Health within, who knows, just even a few days, maybe a week or so. So what we want you to do is pick up your phone and call CEO Randy Oostra, okay? Randy Oostra at 567-585-3562. And while you're at it, call the CEO of St. Luke's. That's Dan Wakeman at 893-5902. Everything's right on your screen there. And if you want, you can also, even better, write them a letter, a snail mail letter, U.S. Postal Service mail delivered directly to the CEO of both ProMedica and Dan Wakeman, CEO of St. Luke's. So Gabe, I don't want to get into numbers here, but what do you think our numbers are out there today? I mean, are we doing we got a pretty good presence out there?
Yeah, we have a good crowd, Mark. I would say several dozen. Okay. We're probably even with Created Equal and our volunteers and the other pro-life people that are out here. The sides are probably pretty even, along with Nayron, how many they've got out. But we have, if you fan out here down this sidewalk, Sam, you can see our group goes pretty far down. These are all of our volunteers that are holding signs and banners.
Yeah, let's take a minute. If you would, have Sam focus on a couple of the signs. Step back. I want people to understand what Sam, the message is.
Step back, focus on this sign here. This sign, abortion is not healthcare, which is exactly what you were talking about, Mark. This hospital is here to heal people. It's here for healthcare, and abortion is not part of that. So that's the message we're sending. And if we walk down a little bit more, Sam.
Yeah.
you're going to see we have the victims of abortion here, showing ProMedica the victims of what would happen if they would continue to enable capital care to function. This is a 15-week-old little girl who was aborted, just like the abortions performed here at Capital Care.
All right, what's the next
go
sign?
Down a little bit more, we have another one of our banners that we made for this event, ProMedica, keep your word. This is urging the CEO to keep his word that they would accept women.
Stay on that for a minute.
Yeah, but they would not sign the transfer agreement and not partner and enable this abortion facility. So keeping their promises there.
Why don't you move down? Let me look at. Let's show that next sign there with the woman killed.
Yeah, this next sign here. This is Lakeisha Wilson. She was killed at an abortion clinic in Cleveland, Ohio, here in our very state.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was just talking about, how they really don't care about women. This isn't about women. This is about a political cause. They want to keep abortion legal at all costs, even if it involves not only killing babies, but also hurting and also killing women. If you would, can you interview one of these two people and ask them why they're here and if they think they're doing any good?
Yeah, let's see. We can interview Emma right here. Emma actually lives in Toledo. And Emma, we just want to know why you're here today and if you think you're making a difference for your city.
Yeah, absolutely. We're out here because ProMedica is one of the leading hospitals in the area. If they sign into this transfer agreement with Capital Care, it would be detrimental to the babies. And, you know, we just want to get this clinic here closed down. They're hanging on by a thread, and this is our best shot of getting them closed at this point.
Move on to the next one.
Thank you, Emma. Yeah, Ian, do you think we're making a difference out here today with our work?
Yeah, for sure. We know that anytime the victims of abortion are seen, abortion is exposed for what it really is, and that's killing children. And so that's why we don't want Capital Care to continue doing business, because that's what they do. They kill children in their most vulnerable state. So we believe that's wrong, and we don't want them to be allowed to operate any longer.
Exactly, and hopefully,
there,
when ProMedica sees that, they won't want to be involved in it either. Could I get your name and where you live and why you're here today?
I'm Rhonda Hirely, and I live in Monclova, and I am here because I want ProMedica to provide true health care, and that is not in aligning itself and affiliating itself with an abortion provider that has a poor track record of abortionists that they employ and that provide the services.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. One more. Alex, you're one of our former justice writers, right? What do you think the impact is that we're having here today?
Well, as Ian said earlier, I think that anytime the victim imagery is shown, that that it does show the public what abortion really is and the murder of innocent children, and show the horrors of it.
Yeah, exactly. And ProMedica wants to have a good public opinion. They want to have people in Toledo, citizens that support their work, that support the hospital here in the city. And when the citizens driving by here today, when the news covers this, if the people in Toledo know that their hospital, ProMedica, could be involved with abortion, that could really affect their business and affect their stance here in the community. So we're hoping that this will urge them not to sign the transfer agreement.
So let me ask you this, Gabe. Can you cross the street and give us a little more of a close-up of the other side and maybe walk along and get a couple of their signs or not?
Yeah, we could probably do that. It would be a little bit hard to get through the crosswalk, but we can head that way and see.
Why don't you head that way, and I'll continue on, and let me know when you get in position. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So while Gabe's walking across the street to kind of get another perspective from the abortion side, those who believe that abortion and the killing of preborn babies is a good thing, a necessary thing for women in order to compete equally with men. They have to be able to kill their offspring. That's their position, right? And they believe that, you know, it's health care to dismember people. I don't know about you, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that is their position. If you would, Mr. Producer, once again, put up the contact page. I would like people to once again take out pen and paper, or take just a screenshot of this contact page, or take out your phone and just, well, actually you might be watching it on your phone, so you might be able to do that, but take a photograph of this. We want people to contact both the CEO of ProMedica and St. Luke's Hospital. So the best thing to do, first of all, is to call And you can call Randy Oostra at 567-585-3562. And Dan Wakeman, the CEO of St. Luke's, at 419-893-5902. And also, you've got right there, if you want to write them, let's go ahead and write them. Email at this point, I don't think it's going to be all that effective, but writing them might. So, Gabe, you on the other side?
Yes, we are on the other side now. We're here with some of the people here that came to NARAL's side of the protest. So we were just going to show their signs and see what they have to say here today. Their signs say protect abortion rights. Banning abortion will not make its practice less frequent, only more dangerous. The other sign here to the left of all forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, he probably didn't say that, but okay. Well, the one that they're saying it needs to be safe, basically, by allowing abortion to remain legal, it'll be kept safe. Is that what they're saying on one of them?
Yes, yeah, they are. ProMedica, be pro-woman. We also see stand with capital care, ProMedica.
So I want to focus on the one about it being safe. So if it's killing baby, it begs the question, what are the unborn? If the unborn are human and killing them is murder, then why would we want to keep it safe? You know, that's the case, right? If it's killing, then we don't keep killing safe. It's not healthcare, and it should be outlawed. So go ahead and move along there. I know, though. Hey, there's Michelle Davis. Boy, she makes it around, doesn't she? Go ahead and move around if you would, Gabe, if it's possible to move on down the way. If not, let me know.
Let's go down this way, Sam. Yeah, we can go this way. You see that there are some more pro-lifers here holding signs, but right through them, there's a lot of the different NARAL advocates that are here. We see a coat hanger sign here. Toledo won't go back.
Stop with that one. I want to explain that one. First of all,
sign right here.
Go show that coat hanger sign. Okay, there we go. First of all, women never really used coat hangers to perform illegal abortions, number one. They used the back alleys of licensed physicians for the most part. That's not me saying that. That's Planned Parenthood's president, Mary Calderon, that over 80% of all illegal abortions occurred in the back offices of licensed OBGYN. So the idea that they are using coat hangers is a clever rhetorical device, but it actually has no foundation in fact. And the truth of the matter is, if abortion were made illegal again, they wouldn't go back to coat hangers because they never used them in the first place. And they would likely try to find some other illegal means, such as using chemicals. That's more than likely what would happen. Go ahead, Gabe. Move on down the road there if you could, down the sidewalk. Are there any more?
Unmute. You'll see there's a sign here, Mark, that says keep abortion legal. We also have signs saying abortion is healthcare. There are some signs here to say pro-faith, pro-family, pro-choice. As you can see here, pro-faith, pro-family, pro-choice. Some of these women here with a megaphone as well.
Pro-faith, pro-what?
Pro-faith, pro-family, pro-choice.
I see. Pro-faith, pro-family. Pro-family. So killing babies is pro-family. It doesn't really add to your family to kill babies. It actually takes away from them. I don't know how that's pro-family, but in pro-faith, I mean, the Bible's clear. Most religions condemn abortion, not just Christianity. Judaism, Islam all condemn abortion, but Christianity clearly does. It says, thou shalt not shed innocent blood. So anybody that believes that faith or religion backs up abortion are apostate, obviously. They're not following Scripture, that's for sure. Are there any more, Gabe, that we can, any more good looking, any good protest signs? I love how
we've gone through a lot of them, Mark. The line does go down. Might be kind of hard to hear me now, as the pro-choice advocates here are cheering and chanting now. It goes down a little ways. Just a lot of signs that say protect abortion rights. ProMedica, not ProMedica's choice, her choice. And so you see different signs like that going down the way.
Okay, so a hospital, private organization like a hospital doesn't have a choice, but women should have a choice to kill a baby? I don't get that one.
Exactly.
So organizations and companies who are private, not public, not owned by the government or operated by them, should be forced to to provide or enable abortion. I don't get that one. I thought they were pro-choice. They should allow private companies to decide what they want to do on the abortion issue. I think that would be pro-choice to me. Are there any others, Gabe, or is that about it?
That's about it, Mark. I will show you. You can see our side from here. That gives you a good view of our signs, as you can see a better visual of all of our signs and banners on the other side of the street now. So that's what ProMedica is seeing from their hospital. That's what these cars are seeing as they drive by.
Excellent. Well, good report. Again, our external affairs, Gabe Vance, coming from Toledo, downtown Toledo, where in front of the ProMedica Hospital there, who is right now reconsidering whether they're going to sign on to a transfer agreement, which is required of all ambulatory surgical centers in order to stay in business, and abortion facilities fall underneath that category of an ambulatory surgical center. Therefore, they're required by state law to have a transfer agreement to the hospital, and that was upheld by the Ohio Supreme Court last Tuesday, and that's what's brought about all of this, is this whole thing that if they cannot find a hospital to sign on to the transfer agreement, they are going to shut down, which will bring the number of abortion facilities in the state of Ohio, if my numbers are correct, to 6. And that's something, because 2013, there were, I think, around 13 of them in the state of Ohio. And now we're down to possibly 6 if the Toledo abortion clinic is closed down because they can't get a transfer agreement. Here's the bottom line. If abortion is health care, yes, they should have a transfer agreement. This hospital would have absolutely no reason to deny them. But the bottom line is, we all understand that abortion dismembers, decapitates, and disembowels a living human being, and it's not health care. And for that reason, and for the right reason, hospitals like ProMedica and St. Luke's in the city of Toledo have refused to sign on to enable these chop shops, these death pits, like the one here in Toledo, to continue to kill babies. That's not their responsibility to be connected to be part of, to be complicit in the killing of preborn babies. And that's been the decision up until this point of President and CEO of ProMedica and St. Luke's Hospital. So, Gabe, thanks for taking the time to come on the air with us. Great reporting there from Toledo. God bless you guys. Keep up the good work and raising the standard in the public square.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having us. And everyone watching, please keep ProMedica in your prayers, especially the CEO and president, as they make this decision that God's will would be done with it. Thank you.
Amen. So if you would, Mr. Producer, let's go ahead and wrap things up. But what I want to do one more time is just put up on the screen the way to contact Randy Oostra, which is the CEO and president of ProMedica, and Dan Wakeman, who's the CEO of St. Luke's Hospital. There's the contact information. They need to know what we believe and what they have already, at least at this point, up until this point, have stated publicly, and that is that they want to stay clear of the controversy involving the state of Ohio and this abortion clinic in Toledo, and that they don't need to get tied up into the abortion debate. They don't need to be enabling the child killing, the killing of preborn babies, and therefore enabling these folks to continue to kill children and maim and hurt women. So again, there's the information. Call Randy Oostra at 567-585-3562, or the CEO Dan Wakeman from St. Luke's at 419-893-5902. And folks, okay, we will keep you in the loop here, as I think within days, maybe a few weeks, we will probably have a closure order handed to the last and remaining abortion clinic in Toledo. And we pray that this abortion clinic will be closed, as it should be, because abortion's not healthcare. None of the abortion clinics in Ohio should be open. But certainly if they're going to break the law, if they cannot comply with the basic health standards that any other ambulatory surgical center is forced to comply with, that is a transfer agreement to a hospital, then they should not be held to any different standard than anyone else in the healthcare community. Any healthcare company, hospital, any doctor's office or anybody else. They ought to be treated the same. Abortion should not be some kind of exemption. And that's what the Ohio Supreme Court held last Tuesday. That's what we believe the Ohio Department of Health has held to, and will be handing down this closure order. And hopefully that's what St. Luke Hospital and ProMedica Hospital also believes, and has been at least up to this point. But they are reconsidering. They are reconsidering their position. So be sure to contact the CEO of ProMedica and the CEO, Dan Wakeman of St. Luke's Hospital. So that's all I got for you right now, folks. Stay tuned to this channel on Facebook and other social media platforms for more information that'll be coming out regarding this debate and controversy over the last remaining abortion clinic in Toledo. We'll be giving you updates as time allows in the coming days and weeks. Until then, God bless you, God bless America, and remember, America, to bless God.
You've been listening to Mark Harrington, your radio activist. For more information on how to become a witness against the evil plague in America, call Created Equal at 614-269-7808, 614-269-7808, or go online to createdequal.net, createdequal.net. Be sure to tune to The Mark Harrington Show next time for your marching orders in the culture war.